Hi there, this is a guide on how to transcribe your interview audio. So if you're like me and you're a graduate student doing qualitative research, you've got audio files that you need to do a verbatim transcript of. So we're going to use this program called ExpressScribe transcription software. It's free for PC and Mac for non-commercial use. So first you're going to want to download the installation file, which is going to be in the video details below. Download it and install it. You don't need to worry about installing any of the add-on programs that they ask you about. Just install the main program. And once that's done, you'll have it here. Let's double click to open it. This is how the program always starts. You have to certify that you're using it for non-commercial use. So go ahead and certify that. And here it is, ExpressScribe. First, what we want to do is import our interview audio. So we're going to go to File and Load Dictation Files. Find our audio. There's mine, an MP3 file. I'm going to hit load. So now it's importing that audio file and it's going to create a dictation. Here's my dictation now, and it's going to consist of the audio that I just uploaded as well as whatever text I type in here. It's all going to be associated together. So I'm going to start off by titling my transcript, My Interview with Abraham. That's my participant. And before we actually begin listening to the audio, there are a few things we can do to make our transcription easier and more smooth. For one thing, I know I'm going to be typing my name and my participant's name quite a lot every time we change speakers. So instead of typing this every time, I'm going to use the abbreviations P1, I'm person 1, and Abraham's going to be person 2. So instead of typing our entire names, I'll just type P1 and P2. When I'm done typing the transcript, I'll go into Microsoft Word and use the find and replace function to put back our proper names. But for now, this will save us a lot of keystrokes. Another thing we can do is think about what words are probably going to occur a lot in the interview. If you did the interview yourself, then you probably know. I know that in my interview with Abraham, we said the word students a lot. So I'm actually going to abbreviate student into SZ or SZ. Every time the word student occurs, I'm just going to type SZ, and it's going to make it easier for me to type. I also know that Abraham likes to say the phrase, on the other hand. He says that a lot. So I'm going to abbreviate that OTOH. That should save me a lot of keystrokes. You want to be careful when you're making these abbreviations that you pick abbreviations that are not going to come up anywhere else in the text. So for example, if I were going to abbreviate teacher into T, that's probably not a good idea because T is going to come up a lot in the transcript, and when I go to find and replace, it's going to mess up a lot of what I typed. So probably a better idea to put TZ or TZ. By the way, anytime you want to save this, you don't actually need to hit anything. Everything is automatically saved, and if you want to close this transcription and come back to it later, you can do that, and it'll be right here where you left it under your dictations. So now we're ready to start listening to the audio. Let's go over the shortcuts. Now the idea here is that if you're typing with both hands on the keyboard, you're not going to want to move your hand over to the mouse or the touchpad to go hit these buttons, pause, play, rewind. So ExpressScribe has created hotkeys. Instead of hitting play, you can hit the button F9 on your keyboard. And that button F9 is probably a lot closer and easier to use than going all the way over to the mouse. So if you mouse over these buttons, every one of them has a hotkey, F9 for play, F4 for stop. For rewind, I've actually set it to an equal sign. It used to be also one of the function keys. And the reason I changed it is because I don't actually have function keys on my keyboard. I have to press a certain combination of keys to get F1 through F12. So that's not good for me. If you're typing on a laptop, you'll probably find that this is the same for you. So fortunately, we can customize these keys by going to Options and System-wide Hotkeys. So now, for the command rewind, I changed it for the equal sign because the equal sign is the button that's easily accessible to me. For play, let's change that too because I can't actually hit F9. We're going to select that command, go to change, and instead of making it the button F9, I'm going to use a button that I actually have available on my keyboard. I'll make it the open bracket one. And hit OK. And now every time you type open bracket, it's going to play the audio. For stop, I think I'll change that too. I'll change that to the close bracket. So now everything should be easily accessible to me. I recommend that you set hotkeys for at least these three: play, stop, and rewind. You're going to be rewinding a lot in case you missed a word or two back there. You probably won't use all of these buttons. Just these three are the main buttons that you're going to use. So once you are satisfied with your system-wide hotkeys, go ahead and click OK, and now we can start to transcribe. So as I'm typing along, hit play and pause anytime we want. And remember to use your shortcuts that you set up, person 2. If you want to type the word students, you can do SZS as per the abbreviation, and that'll fix itself later when we edit it. Transcription can be a really long process, so one of the things I found that helps speed it up is to not be such a perfectionist. For example, if you're typing the and you accidentally write TEH, or if you're typing this and you accidentally make a spelling mistake, just leave it. Don't waste your time going back and changing it, because when you import all this into Microsoft Word, you're going to really easily be able to fix these mistakes using the spell checker. It'll take you a lot more time in the initial transcription phase if you are worried about correcting every single detail on the spot. So that's my advice for speeding up your transcription process. Once you're done your transcript, finish typing completely, you're going to want to import this into your word processor, probably Microsoft Word. So to do that, we're going to select everything. You can easily select all the text by hitting Control A on your keyboard or Command A, and Control C for copy. And when you go to your Word document, you'll paste it in with Control V. So here's my completed transcript, and as you can see, we've got some abbreviations that we're going to want to go through and complete there. So we'll hit Control F for the find function, and instead of search, go to replace. So one of my abbreviations was SZ, and I want to replace it with student. Hit replace all, and the program has gone through and replaced it. Now it makes sense. Dear students like Cocoa Puffs. Every instance of SZ has been replaced with students. And here you can see why it's important to pick abbreviations that are not going to occur anywhere unexpectedly. Now let's go ahead and fix some of the other abbreviations that we had. We had on the other hand here, so I'll hit Control F again and replace on the other hand with the full phrase on the other hand. Hit replace all. By the way, I'm using TextMaker, which is not Microsoft Word, but it's a similar program. If you're using Microsoft Word, any version, all of these shortcuts and all of these processes are going to be pretty much exactly the same. So let's go through and fix the P1 and P2 abbreviations. P1 is going to be my name, Sam. Let's go through and replace all the instances. And P2 is going to be Abraham. Replace all. Now, when you're done with your transcript, you can go ahead and save it, print it out, do whatever you want. If you're going to have other people review it, you're probably going to want to change the names. So that's as easy as what we've done before. If I didn't want anyone to know my participant's name was Abraham, I can change it. I can just go to replace and search for Abraham and change it to Tony. And replace all. And that'll work just as well. So that is pretty much all there is to it, to transcribing. I hope this has been a useful guide to you. If for some reason this program ExpressScribe doesn't do it for you, if you have problems installing it or problems using it, there are several other free similar function programs available, so I'll include links to those down in the video description below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.